solid color background. You see a little bit of blue here, not much. Okay, so with this image in particular, the solid color, we're trying to solve a few things here. Okay, so first thing is we're trying to change the hue, but more importantly, we're looking at the color balance. If you notice, there's a little bit of blue in certain areas of her face, so we just want to correct that. So before we start, let's create two folders, clicking on this folder icon here in the bottom of the panel. The first folder we're going to name Global. This is where all the global edits will be in. Next one, we're going to name it Logo. So, and then this background is always locked. Make sure it's locked because you want that original image not to be touched. So we're looking at non-destructive editing, which means that we're going to edit everything in adjustment layers. Okay, so first off the bat, so white balance. We're going to go to global because white balance affects the entire image. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to teach you how to do white balance by adding. So click here and click on the bottom so we can have a click full photo filter. And because it's blue, in order to get rid of blue, we're probably going to either add red or magenta. Okay, because it's not an exact blue. So let's bring down maybe just a tad. So let's see the difference. Without it, with it. There, I think it's much better now. Without it, you see a little bit green and bluish all over. And now she looks a little bit healthier. You might want to bring down to 5%. Okay, so then we're going to name this PF for photo filter, and we're going to name it red. Okay, and it's for white balance. So that's how you name it. Okay, so that's general. Okay, and usually I would do this last, but because of this tutorial, we want to fix color balance issue first. Okay, so now that we fix that with color balance, we're gonna go and do an edit in the background. So we're just gonna enhance this color with hue and saturation. So let's go over to this toolbar on the left side, click on Magic Wand, and make sure that your image is selected. Select, hold Shift, and add the remaining image. Okay, so go back to your adjustment layer on the right, the panel, the bottom of the panel. Click, we want to slide all the way to hue and saturation, like that. And then now we've got to select it. Okay, so there's two ways to do it. I'm going to click on this icon here, and I'm going to come over here and see if it can automatically select the color for me. So it's saying it's blue. Okay, so if you notice the white here, it's also blue, right? So blue, and I'm going to fix the hue, maybe change it to that, saturate it a little bit more. Like that, maybe like that, lightening it up, darkening it up. Then this area is the threshold, so I might want to increase it a little bit more. There. That looks good too. So I'm going to select that. And that's your hue and saturation. So go name hue and saturation background. Okay, and because this is a global, I'm going to move this. So you click on the layer, hold left side on mouse, and drag it into the folders. And then you have two folders. One's hue and saturation, and one's white balance. So I'll move the white balance out. Okay, so the white balance kind of affects the overall image. Okay, so I'm going to have that. So two things here. I'll play with white balance, and I adjusted hue and saturation. Okay, and then the other logo edit for this one, it's just going in and fixing her skin a little bit, removing all that. So let's try that. We're going to create another layer, and we're going to go clone. Okay. Go to the clone toolbar on your left. Make sure it's clone stamp, or actually, let's go to healing. Spot healing would be easier. And then go up here. So if this is unchecked, make sure this is checked. Content aware, open 0, it's good. Increase my brush size. And just hold on to it. And then you'll change. There you go. The little dots go. So again, rename it because we're healing. Okay. So that's all you need to do. The other thing I want you to do also is to fix the curves. So go up to curves, play with it a little bit more, and then bring that up if you wanted a more of film quality to it. Okay, so there you go. This is what you do with the color solid background. So next we're going to look at the pattern background. So again, you want the same adjustment, right? The global adjustment, curves. If there is a white balance issue, fix that. If not, it's okay. And then local adjustment, filling her lip color. So let's do that together. So I'm going to hide these so we can do together. Okay, so actually, let me just delete it and we'll do it together. So there's two ways to do this. First, for me, just do a rough shape of her mouth. Then I go over to adjustment layer at the bottom, select solid color, and with my red, click OK. So you notice that in adjustment layers create a solid color. This is a mask, so it masks everything else. So a keynote is mask. You have to remember is black to block and white to reveal. So I'm blocking the red color here, and I'm revealing the, you see the white dot here, I'm revealing only that in that area, okay? So again, it's a little bit messy, right? So we're going to fix it later. So first I want you to go to the blend mode up here, and then we can choose overlay, soft light, right, or color. So it's up to you. So play with these. I actually like overlay seems really intense, but I like soft light. Soft light actually looks really nice. Okay, so you notice that the top is a little red here. So I'm going to go with the brush tool on the left side. Remember, this should always be set in black and white. Okay, you want 100% HSR, 100% on B, okay, for the white, and 0, right, 0, 0, 0 for black. Okay, so now we are trying to block the color spill on her nose. So we want to block that. So black, make sure the brush is selected, the mask is selected, and then we're going to erase. So it's kind of like erase, but we're blocking it. Okay. And that's about it. Okay, that's how you fill that layer. So another layer is that we want to remove the flyaway. So on this pattern paper, we want to remove the flyaway. So first we're going to create, there's 3 steps to doing that. First we're going to create a blank layer. And we're going to call it flyways. Okay. Drag it into cone. So I want to make sure underneath, or it doesn't quite matter because these two don't overlap. The flyaway and the color doesn't overlap, so it doesn't really matter which direction. Okay, so step 1, create an empty layer, name it flyaways, and then we're going to go over to the clone step. Come to clone step, make sure clone step is selected. We want 100 opacity, flows 100. We want to make sure current and below, so current and below is selected. That's what that one. So when we are targeting, it's also targeting finding information from the bottom. Okay? So option in Mac, and I think it's control for Windows, command or control for Windows. So option in Mac, so we're going to target. So first thing is I am going to do a rough removal. Okay, so I find these are distracting. This part is distracting as well. So let's target this area, clean area. I'm going to left click, release that option, or control command, depending. And then you see that area selected. So again, I want to select a clean purple area from this area and stamp that there. So there's a little green here. There's no, actually there's a small green patch that's clean without hair. Let's select that and stamp that there. And that there. So with these kind of clones, you have to be careful creating a pattern. So it's nice to kind of select different areas. So don't worry about that. It's a bit messy. And then clone there. I'm going to probably see some hair got created. So I want a clean area. We're just doing a rough pass right now. Okay, I think I like that. So mostly all the hair is removed, but if you notice, I got some on her shoulder and skin, so it's okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to create a mask. So go down to the bottom, this area here. We're going to click on it. So again, white is reveal, black is to block. Right? So right now it says white, which is revealing everything that I've done in this layer. Okay, so now we want to block. So go back to the brush tool here. Block is selected, right? And then we're gonna block out or erase all the spillage that we did. Right? So that's why you can do a rough patch quickly, and then go in and fine tune it. Okay, so if this doesn't look good, you can see the edge. So there you go. Just fly away. That's before. I can see some green on her face. So let's go and remove that. Make sure mask is clicked and block is selected. There you go. Okay, so that's how you remove flyaways.